Do you ever think about this? The person that you're gonna spend the most amount of time with in your life, outside of yourself, is gonna be your partner. And I know for me, when I was growing up and I was 23, getting married, I did not put nearly enough thought into this. I didn't know what kind of woman I actually wanted or what would be a good fit for my life. I was just picking the girl that came along that seemed good enough. I know there was a lot of red flags. I mentioned this in another video, but I assumed that we could work through it. I didn't actually sit down and figure out, is this the kind of woman that in the long term is gonna be a fit for my life? I remember the reason I even proposed in the first place is not because I was super in love with her. It was because of neediness and desperation. We had been dating for maybe 9 months, and then I found out I'm supposed to deploy to South Korea for a year. I didn't want to break up with her. This was the first girl that actually ever showed me any real attention, that actually said she loved me. So I didn't want to lose that, even though I did know that there was a lot of things about the relationship I didn't like. But because I didn't want to lose that, and I was supposed to go to Korea, it was easier to not break up and to just propose, and we'll figure it out along the way. So we ended up getting married at 23. I knew from the start that there was those red flags. Maybe she isn't the right girl. And this continued on through our marriage. This is why we never had kids. I always kind of knew that there was something not right with the relationship. She wasn't the exact right girl that I wanted. So, and I think a lot of guys, just people in general, I think a lot of people settle like this because it's difficult to go find the right person. They say that most people have 3 to 4 meaningful relationships, and then they kind of just get together with one of them. It's not necessarily that they're choosing the exact right person for them. So in this video, I just want to go over the steps that I'm taking now to ensure that I am attracting the exact right person for me. I don't want to go through this again where I'm just picking a girl out of necessity. I don't even know what I want. I don't know if she's going to be the right fit for me. So this video, I'll go over what I'm doing now to get the partners in my life that I want to keep around. So the first thing I did was that I wrote down exactly the kind of girl that I wanted to be in my life. I wanted to have a clear picture. I wanted to be able to visualize what our lives would look like together because I didn't want to settle again. I knew what that looked like. I knew what that felt like. So I started writing down exactly how she behaves, what she looks like, what her hobbies are, how supportive is she very positive, is she loving, does she take care of her appearance? I wrote all this down. I wanted a very clear picture of what she looks like and how she would fit in my life. And once I had that understanding, now I'm able to figure out what I can do to attract this kind of woman. At the time, I was overweight. I was addicted to video games, living in Wisconsin, no goals, no purpose, no social life, never traveled, no life experiences. So there was no way I was going to attract this woman. And that's fine. I just had to start developing and becoming that guy. There's Alex Hormozi I was listening to. There's 2 camps of people. There's the camp that will just take anybody that comes along. They don't really have any standards. They're just happy to have a girl, which is how I was when I first got together with my ex. I was just happy to have somebody in my life. I didn't have any standards. She could be mean to me. She could she could manipulate me, like I mentioned in the previous videos. And I would just accept it because I'm just happy somebody's there. And I actually meet a lot of guys when I go out on the weekends. I'll ask them what kind of girls are they into. And a lot of times they won't have any sort of idea. I just like a girl that's nice, or I just like girls that like me. And they don't have any standards, so they don't know what they're aiming for. And to me, this is a red flag for them because I was there. I know what this is going to end up being. You're going to just find a girl that you like sort of enough. She doesn't suck too bad, and you just go with it. Then there's the second camp where the girl should just love me because of how great I am. Deep, deep down, I'm fucking awesome. I know that right now I'm addicted to video games and I'm overweight and I'm not really going anywhere in life, but deep, deep down, I am a super awesome person. and she should really see that in me, and she should love me, and that's how I'm gonna attract these beautiful women. And it doesn't work like that. I found that, I had to improve myself. If I want these beautiful women that are a right fit for me, I can't be the same guy. I have to learn to improve and to get better. So that's what I started doing. Started moving around, traveling, building life experiences, becoming more of a man. And that's the first start, I think. Identify the kind of woman you want. Exactly. How does she behave? How do you guys get along together? Is she supportive? Do you guys have the same goals? Is she gonna be the right fit for your life? Now that you know what kind of woman you do want, what she looks like, how positive is she loving, is she caring, is she outgoing, does she have the same goals as you, how is she gonna fit into your life, and you know that you are gonna have to become a better version of yourself to attract this woman, it's time to start getting out there and meeting these people. This is gonna be the person that you spend the majority of your time with, so you don't wanna just settle. You have to get out there, put yourself out there, face some rejection, go on plenty of bad dates. You're trying to find the one girl that's gonna be a match for you. And it's not just gonna happen randomly. You have to filter through. You have to go on tons of dates to really get an idea of what kind of women you want, what you don't want, what resonates most with you, what dates you had the most fun on. Is this person gonna be adventurous and do the kind of things that you wanna do? For me, I found it was easiest to get on as many dates as possible by putting in the effort to get some quality photos and set up my profile appropriately for online dating. Many of the girls that I've seen consistently long-term have come from online dating. They're not people that I would have just randomly met out in public. And if I didn't take the time to build up my profile so that I could get all this experience, I've been on hundreds of dates. I've been on bad dates. I've been on some mediocre dates. I've been on some pretty good dates. And out of all these dates, there's maybe 2 or 3 girls that I've actually wanted to see long-term, more consistently. They are meeting my expectations of the kind of girls that I want. Very positive, very loving, very adventurous, very outgoing. They are a good fit for my life. And if I wasn't taking the time to put in that effort to build up, say for instance, my online profile, I wouldn't have been getting on these dates to meet these girls. I would have had to probably just settle, because where else would I meet these girls? They're not just gonna come up and approach me. I've been working on myself. I wanna be more valuable. I wanna attract these women. And I feel going on these dates makes me more attractive because I can filter out what I don't want and I can become a better version of myself. I know a lot of the dating advice out there is kind of like, they're giving you these little hacks to become more attractive in the short term. Say these things, get this result. Do this on a date and she'll be more attracted, which is maybe helpful in the short term, but on a long-term basis, she's gonna figure out that you're not the guy you say you are. So by becoming just high value in general, becoming a better version of yourself, getting out there practicing on dates, it's gonna last a lot longer. She's gonna be able to see that you are the guy that you claim to be. It's not some facade. You're not just pretending to be somebody you're not. You're actually working on yourself. You're working on your purpose. It's all possible. As men, we have the benefit of being able to become more valuable. It's not all based on our looks. We can go out, we can become stronger, we can be more masculine, we can share our emotions more, we can connect with women, we can stand up for ourselves. These are all things that I did not do growing up. I was very meek and timid and shy and no self-confidence, no self-esteem. And I was just settling for any girl that would take me, which is what happened. I didn't think about what kind of girl would actually fit in my life or what kind of girl do I need to be around. This girl's gonna be in my world more than anybody else. I have to be around somebody that I truly can get along with, that I can be, happy with. I don't wanna be miserable all the time, which is kind of what happened while we were married. We weren't a good fit. We both had very negative mindsets. We weren't the right, it wasn't ideal. I don't think either of us knew what we wanted. So the only way to really find that, in my opinion, is you're gonna have to go out and meet a lot of people. It's gonna be very rare that you just find the right girl after just a few dates. If you do, that's fantastic. But just make sure that she does live up to your standards. Have an idea what your standards are. This person is going to be in your life more than anybody. Let me emphasize that. So you want them to be a very good fit. You don't want to feel, you don't want to feel bad while you're in this relationship. One thing I found interesting that Hormozi said also was that he says when you're on dates, state some of the negative stuff. If a girl can like the negative things about you or that other people would consider negative, that just gets you into a stronger relationship. So for instance, for me, some of my negatives are, I work a little bit too hard. I travel a little bit too much. If somebody wants to be a part of that, or if that's not a problem for them, that just strengthens the relationship. I think many times people try to qualify themselves saying, I work very hard and I'm great at this, but they never say any of the negative things. Like, I work a little bit too much. I wake up very early. I only eat healthy foods. I don't drink alcohol. And if a girl is fine with that, or is that actually her preference, that's just going to strengthen your relationship overall, and it's going to be a better fit for both of you. But you have to know, I guess, what you're looking for. Do you want a girl that's okay with this? Do you want a girl that does wake up early with you? Do you want a girl that eats healthy with you? These things are important, and you're not going to just randomly meet this girl, going to the bar once a week and hoping that she's the right one. It takes a lot of, you just got to put yourself out there. You can't be afraid to be rejected. You can't be afraid to have bad dates. You can't be afraid to maybe mess up and embarrass yourself. I've had plenty of dates that didn't go that great. It's things that I could have done to improve it. But you look back and they're funny stories and it's just interesting. It all works out for a reason. One thing that's important for me over the last 7 years since my divorce is that I'm looking for somebody that wants me to be a better version of myself rather than just somebody who's different. Somebody who's supportive, they understand what my goals are, they're pushing me to be better, they're happy for my achievements, they find ways that they can help me in my vision. They just want me to succeed. They want to be part of the journey. They love that feeling that they get when they help me as well, instead of just trying to make me an entirely different person, which causes a lot of friction. I didn't enjoy that in the past. I always felt like my ex wanted me to be somebody I wasn't. Rob Deerdick, I mentioned the other day, because he was so fun and outgoing and playful. And at the time, I didn't know I could be that guy. I just assumed that wasn't me. So it wasn't a goal of mine at the time. But now that I do have goals, I do have a vision for my life, it's vitally important that the woman I meet shares that vision, wants me to succeed, is very supportive, always telling me I'm doing a good job, and just very happy for me. These are a few things that I do in my quest to find a partner. I'm not willing to just settle for relationships that don't serve me anymore. I did that in the past. Now I'm looking for the person that's a right fit for me. I clearly have that defined. I know exactly the kind of women I'm looking for. At least I have a good idea. So when I do go on dates, if they're not the kind of girl that I want to be with, I don't let it go any farther. I'm not trying to just settle. It can be difficult because you do get lonely, and I am getting to be 42 now. I do worry sometimes, am I getting too old to find the right person? But I don't want to give up on my expectations. I know the kind of woman I want. This person's going to spend more time with me than anybody else outside of myself. So it's important that we get along, we have the same goals, we have the same mindsets. I don't want somebody that's gonna detract me from my purpose, which has been an issue in the past. So if you're struggling with this, I think these steps would be beneficial to you. You wanna be able to define what you clearly want in a woman or a partner. You want to make sure that they have the same goals as you. You want to be able to improve yourself as well. You can't just do these little dating hacks and tips, get on a couple dates, and then she finds out that you're not really the person that you say you are, or you're not living up to the person that you could be. So start doing that. Get out on as many dates as possible. I did a video just a couple days ago about if you're single in your 30s and 40s, ways that you can meet women. I think that there's a lot of options out there. I would utilize all of them if you're looking for a new partner or somebody in your life. But definitely for me, online dating was an easy way to easily set up dates to become a better version of myself. It does take a little bit of time to get some photos and to, to present your profile well. But once you have that done, you can use that for years. And if you're not willing to put in a little bit of effort on your dating profile, which girls notice, I mean, some guys get all the matches, some guys get no matches. And it's pretty clear usually why that is. It's not based on how good looking you are. It's not based on how tall you are. It's based on how you present yourself. If you're just showing off very average photos of you, and it doesn't look like you took any time to present yourself in an attractive way, you're probably not gonna get that many matches. But if you can get these matches and you can get on these dates, you can start filtering for girls that you do like. It does take time to find girls that are gonna be a right fit for you. But is that more important to you to find the right girl? Or is it more important to just find a girl and just settle and then maybe be happy, maybe drag this out for a few years, just live in a very average marriage, which is what I had. We made it last 12 years, but she was never the right girl for me. I knew it very early on, but I just settled. I didn't want to put in the work to improve myself. I didn't know at the time that I could do better or what I even wanted. So if that's what you want, that's fine. But if you take the time to improve your profile and to get on these dates, you can start filtering. Hey, puppy. If you start going on these dates, you'll start realizing what kind of man you are yourself. You'll improve your social skills. You'll have fun experiences. You'll have good stories. And you'll start to build that fun. Like Hormozi said, it's inverse sales. You're just looking for that one girl that's a fit for you, but you're gonna have to go through a lot of prospects. That's all I got for this video, I guess. I'll leave it there. Just wanted to express the importance of when you're finding a partner that you do want to filter. You don't want to just settle. You want to have a clear idea of what you're looking for, because this person is going to spend a majority of the time with you. And I don't know that a lot of people really consider, before they get into these relationships, just what that means. Is this person the exact right fit for you? And if not, is it worth giving up your freedom for that? For me, it wasn't. I don't regret anything that happened in the past. It made me who I am. But I just know that for 12 years, this wasn't the right girl for me. We never had kids because of it. I always, in the back of my mind, felt that this probably wasn't gonna work out. She probably wasn't the right fit for me. And I didn't know if she'd be, it just didn't make sense. So we just never had kids. It worked out the best for that way. But if you're going through a divorce, if you are divorced, if you're single and you do want to date somebody, I mean, it's possible. Start putting in some effort to become a better version of yourself. I can give you some tips. Message me in the comments. I think that's, I think the best way that you're gonna find the person that's right for you is you're gonna have to go and filter through a lot of people. Like I said, I've been divorced for 7 years now. Out of that 7 years, I found maybe 2 or 3 that were actually good long-term fits. Because of my traveling and stuff, it didn't necessarily work out that way, but there's not that many girls that are a right fit for your life. So you wanna filter that out and just have high standards for yourself. You're a strong, valuable man. You want a woman that's gonna support you in that. If you're not there yet, what ways can you improve yourself? You're very capable. You can do it. I believe in you. I was there. I was overweight, loser, no social skills, no friends, wife that left me for her coworker, didn't really have anybody to rely on. When that happened, I didn't have anybody to talk to. I was very alone. But I did some reading. I've learned some stuff. If I can do it, you can definitely do it. I'm there to help you. Post in the comments anything you got. I'm working on that school group, so we can start a community and just kind of chat with each other, see how things are going. Find ways so we can help each other. Follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna start posting more stories just on what I'm working on, how I'm improving myself, because I'm still working on myself too. I still haven't found the exact right person for me. And even if I do, I still have to improve myself as a man. I expect my partner to continue to improve herself as well. We're not just gonna be stagnant. She's gonna have to be supportive and have her own goals, and we'll help each other. But that's it for this video. I feel like I've been kind of rambling now. Very nice out today. I've been walking for a little bit. It's finally green out here in Minneapolis. If you've noticed the last progression of the videos, it's going from dark gray to green now, so it's beautiful. I'm gonna go home, edit this video, hit the gym. Yeah, that's it for today. See you tomorrow.